Welcome to 12 of the worst calls in NBA history, and we are just starting off with a bang here. Because as you are about to see, Anthony Edwards goes up and... Except, no. Does he get a technical foul for standing over a man? Does he get a technical foul for stealing a man's soul? If we watch Anthony Edwards just absolutely murdered a man, if we're being honest, murdered Gabe Vincent. I don't know how he has been resurrected and has come back to life. However, the ref took away possibly one of the best poster dunks of all time. So we started off hot. Number 11, we have an ejection. Scottie Barnes. Let's watch him here. What does he do? Just a little.
And it's going to be on
Jakob. A technical. You're out of here. You're out of here. Now, of course, infamously, Tim Duncan once was ejected for just laughing on the bench. Scottie Barnes did nothing here. We are going to dig into why he was ejected, though, in 1 second. So why was Scottie Barnes ejected? Well, he said that the refs were cheating, which, again, is very fitting. We're just in a betting scandal era right now. Why did he say they were cheating? That was a bad call, we will admit. But let's watch this here. And by this, I mean this play right here. So here's Nikola Jokic. There's the screen. And they call the foul on Scottie Barnes. If we watch it back, is there some contact? Yes. Is this enough contact where the ref should be deciding the game? No, we don't want that ever, right? Here's where things get even worse. Scottie Barnes drives to the basket. He's fouled, right? Okay. No problem. So as you know, on this channel, we're out here investigating. We're out here making sure you get the absolute best content possible. As you see, here we are, jump ball. Why? That was not called a foul. They ended up overturning it. Jump ball. Scottie Barnes, incredibly angry. You may notice the very next play is where Scottie Barnes gets ejected. He says, refs are cheating. He's unhappy with 3 straight calls. Somebody needs to check the line of this game. So losing to the Nuggets actually could have cost the Raptors a playoff spot because they would have had a chance to beat the Heat and just make the playoffs, if not for the fact that they finished under the Hawks and then lost to the Bulls and were eliminated. So the game was even more meaningful than we thought. I will say unfair ejection cost the Raptors the game, but what can possibly be worse than an NBA Finals back home? Well, we are in Game 4 of the NBA Finals. If the Pacers win this, they're up 3-1. Let's watch Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I wonder what happened to Aaron Nesmith. Did he trip? Was he stung by a bee? Was he, I can't say the word, but Ja Moranted by someone in the stands? Doris is literally talking to us about how incredible it is to shove off of someone and then gather and make the shot anyway. Pacers went on to lose this game. They actually missed a ton of shots down the stretch, so I'm not going to point to this call as what cost them Game 4 and the series, because if they had won this, they would have won the championship. But we did have a Michael Jordan push moment from a man who's been considered a foul merchant. Interesting no call, to say the least. Here we have one of the worst things in basketball, a possible wrong call to decide a game. Now let's be the judge here. This is going to be a very easy case. Looks like it should have been a goaltend. Just maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe the ref was French. Obscure Rudy Gobert reference. Have I been counting down these plays at all? Not sure. This is number 8, though. We have another called off poster. This is Richard Jefferson. And come on now. Come on. Again, we're just out here stealing souls, but refs are stealing highlight plays. How old was Richard Jefferson at this point in time? Now, highly suspicious. I remember back here, while Richard Jefferson suddenly is flying through the air and dunking, they attributed this to him playing a lot of beach volleyball. Was it beach volleyball? Was it cigars? Maybe cigars or some other foreign substance that you put in your body and suddenly you're way younger. Maybe. I'm not sure. Richard Jefferson on Dallas, 34 years old, only 5.8 points per game. They couldn't give him this one? Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, okay, one of the great busts of our generation. This is just encapsulates Michael Kidd-Gilchrist's career, for being honest. But also, for being honest, how do we feel about tattooing your own initials onto your shoulder? Like, that should say mom. Let's be honest, that should say mom. I'm digging way too deep. Followed his mother's example. You can't even tattoo her on your arm. I'm just saying. Number 7 here, we have, again, one of the worst things that can possibly happen. A game winner that does not count. Now, Awesome shot. Didn't call bank. Maybe that is why he is being penalized. There's no chance you called bank, Baron Davis. I'm actually immediately on the other side. When you are playing pickup basketball and someone banks in a game-winning shot, is there any worse feeling? Imagine being a Hornets fan and your entire life has been miserable and even this gets waved off. Why are they going? Oh, I thought he was going to go review. No, he just went over to say, nope, no chance. 0.2 left. This is so obviously it. What are they doing? At the midway point, I have a very confusing play for us. Number 6 just looks like a missed dunk, right? I mean, as you're saying, that ball went through. Watch it closely. First of all, rim grazer James Harden. Get up, man. But that ball went right in the basket. They did not count it. Here we have the Rockets again, and here we have just something that is absurd and one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. Not a Steph Curry making the clutch. We know that always happens. Kevin Durant is basically a fan in the crowd over there. I feel like we should just have a common sense rule. Okay, that was just insane. Let's run it back. Here's James Harden, though. He does. He does. Basketball karma was on his side. Russell Westbrook drives to the basket. We are at number 4 right here. And this is called a foul. Now, if we're talking about foul merchants or just maybe aura that gets you a foul call, Russ was apparently given the benefit of the doubt, but that was a meaningless game. I mean, it was over anyway. Here we have a close one with number 3. You know who was never given the benefit of the doubt? Austin Rivers. Okay. Now, what even happened? Before, let's just pause, right? Is that girl really into the ref? Tony Brothers, I believe. I've actually, someone said Tony Brothers is low-key a dog. So here, he fakes an elbow. First of all, is that faking an elbow? Is that a flinch? Is that 2 punches for flinching? But what's very important here is Austin Rivers got ejected for this. I mean, it's not just a play. He gets ejected for a fake elbow. Matt Barnes fake throwing the ball in Kobe Bryant's face. And all we got was an iconic Kobe story. So the Nuggets rallied around Austin Rivers and they ended up winning after this ridiculous call. Did Tony Brothers fall in love? That remains to be seen. Only 2 plays left. I thought it was fitting to get pudgy Kevin Love in here, the man that was giving us 30 and 30. I don't think Kevin Love should have ever got in shape. Again, the worst possible thing that can happen in basketball. Let's be the judge. Was this a foul?
The ball game is over. Oh, that's a foul! Brutal. David Guthrie.
Oh, that's a foul! Brutal.
Also, Ed Malone.
What the heck? What? Bro, dude is having a stroke. On our final play, we're going to what is worse in terms of NBA Finals no-call plays. As we just saw, here is Devin Booker. Oh, he grabs him on the other side. That would have fouled Devin Booker out of this game. Now, the theory goes in these that the NBA refs are always looking to extend playoff series. However, this was actually game 4 of the finals, and the Suns were up 2-1, so that goes against this. And then, unfortunately, the forgotten play here is Chris Paul versus Pat Bev, and just big choking. I mean, this isn't forgotten. The Chris Paul is... That's rough. That's rough, Chris Paul. But there we have it. Thank you for watching today's video. If you did, I really think you're going to like this video. I appreciate you. Have an awesome day, and peace.